So that would be 23
That'll hit.
for 8 plus 4, 12 damage.
12 damage. And the thing recoils in pain as you plink an arrow into its chest.
Cutting action. Move here.
Okay.
I guess we're just going to keep switching spots so we can both shoot arrows.
Zambos. Are both going to... Well, the first one misses Windy. Oh, the second one might hit, though.
Even with that disadvantage.
Even with that disadvantage. Might hit. Have to double... It's going to be right on the border.
Oof.
13?
It's suspenseful.
Oh, no, that's not even close.
Not even close? Okay.
My AC is 18.
Oh, okay. Then yeah, I mean, they're grasping out for you, but to no avail.
Kensei Monk is actually the tank tree.
That's going to bring us back to Raazu.
And now, Nodal, you know the joys of dodge tank.
No, I'm an actual tank. I've got an 18 AC, baby.
Okay.
Gonna continue to lock blows with Dylan.
Next level will be 20.
Ooh, that is very likely going to hit. That's a 24.
24 will hit.
Let's put some stank on it. Oh, not a D20, you dingus.
No, if you want to toss D20 damage on there, I'm cool with it.
So very wild, variance in that damage. Yuck. 10 plus 3 is... Right, 3?
3 slashing?
No, 10 plus 3 is... Or rather... Let's see, that's... it's going to be 4 slashing damage, and then that is 9 radiant.
Okay.
Let me dock myself a spell charge.
Put the force of your conquest into the blow, and Dylan does reel from it. And you're ending your turn there?
And Raazu shouts, "Use the oil!"
Windy, you're up.
Yeah, thanks. I know.
Alright, I'm going to slash at this boy again.
Okay.
Ooh, that time I got it too. 8.
An 8 will hit.
Thanks, zombies.
Thanks for having such terrible armor class.
Sometimes the monsters meet you halfway, you know?
Yeah, 7 slashing.
7 slashing. Okay.
And then I'm going to key point dodge.
Key point dodge again.
And if you boys don't get these zombies out of the way, I'm out next turn.
Alright, well, let's see if I can get you through your key point dodge. The 8's not going to hit.
No.
But the 18 will.
Oh, that's rough. Where's Riot?
And that's the... I'm sorry,
Where's
that's actually a... No, it's an 18, okay.
The gauntlet?
Take 5 points of necrotic damage.
Alright.
And then we need a Constitution saving throw.
Oh no.
Boop.
How'd you
That's
do?
a 6.
Take that 5 points off of your maximum HP.
Okay. Which I can do on this sheet. This good sheet, Destil.
And its sword goes wide, but you dodge right into its grasp, and it grabs you around the neck. And you feel your feathers in that area wilt and fall out as just this cold touch slithers off of your neck, leaving this blackened scar.
That's deeply unpleasant.
Horrible, horrible.
Am I grappled?
No.
Alright.
No, he just reached out and grabbed you for a moment, and it sucked. Adrex, you're up.
And take an action to coat my sword.
Okay.
The big one. Coated.
It's coated.
Got a coat on it.
Are we done?
Okay.
I didn't take the attack action, so I can't attack with my offhand weapon.
Correct.
So yes,
All right. It's going to bring us to red.
but I am up ends.
Move to here, throw a dagger, one of the silver daggers at this guy.
Okay.
Really?
Throw a dagger with the other silver dagger with my offhand at that guy. That'll hit a 21.
21's good.
So my read of sneak attack is that there's nothing that prevents me from getting sneak attack on the offhand. I just can't get the ability score damage.
That's correct.
So 7 damage with the silver dagger.
Okay.
And then I'll bring my bow back out and move back to here.
And this knife, where it cuts across the thing's face, you see it just sear across, and it seems to cause him great pain. He grimaces at the touch of silver. Birdie, what's up?
I'm gonna move here, and I'm going to shoot a normal arrow at this zombie right here.
Very good. Let's see if he can make his save 8 times in a row, like the previous one did.
That'll still hit.
AC of Zombo, remember.
Yeah, so that would be 10
Yeah, that hits. Good old zombos.
for a total of 9 damage.
Okay. And he's dead. You managed to successfully arrow the zombo away.
You did it.
He didn't make his point.
Moving or staying put?
I'm gonna stay put this time.
Raazu.
Go in on Dylan again. Oh. That's a 9 to hit.
You guys are doing a really good job locking swords.
Yeah.
You're staying
But
put?
imagine I don't get purchase, huh?
No.
Darn. I'm sorry. I tried.
Windy.
All right, I'm going to stab at the zombie now.
Okay.
That's a hit. 4,
Hit an AC of Zombo.
10 slashing,
Okay.
and then I'm going to do my martial arts.
You're going to use your violence.
Yeah, that's a crit.
Nice.
4,
That is very violent.
and it's a
Your
zombie,
violence.
so crits are very good. 4, 7 slashing.
Okay. You use your violence on the zombie, but he's severely bloodied at this point.
Rough.
And you're staying put?
I'm staying put.
All right.
That's 4.
So you're not dodging this time is what I'm hearing.
I didn't have any more key. I'm out.
Okay. I have an 8
No.
and a non-natural 20.
Yep, that'll hit.
Okay. This is, again, the attack you did not want to hit.
Mhm.
8 points of necrotic damage. And make that Constitution saving throw, please.
Okay. I theoretically have a good con save. 8.
So go ahead and
Don't for
reduce your maximum hit points by a further 8.
blips. Use your blips.
Nah.
Once again, the cold touch of this creature just scorches your skin. You're doing a really good job of dodging into its grasp. Adrex, you're up.
All right. I'm gonna stab Dylan.
You gonna do it? Okay.
No, I'm re-rolling that.
I'm spending 2
I'm
blips.
spending blips. Yes, I'm spending 2 blips.
Okay.
13.
13 doesn't do it.
Oh,
The good news is that does not use up the charge of oil. You have to actually strike it.
might as well attack with my offhand then. Fuck.
You don't have to. It's your choice.
That's even less.
I heard that.
You guys could also call it, you might as well not attack with your offhand.
Yeah.
And he just throws your swords aside with his giant longsword.
Ugh.
It's going to bring us back to red.
How you looking, Wendy?
That cost
I did my part. Well, I'm at full health.
All right, so move to here, pick up that dagger,
Mhm.
and then stab him with it.
Okay.
For fuck's sake.
That'll hit an armor class of 7.
And
Oh my god, I'm contagious.
the dagger's blown aside by his plate armor. Birdie, you realize there are numbers on the dice larger than like 5. There's like 15 other numbers you might want to try.
Birdie.
Yeah, it's your turn.
Yeah, it's your turn.
Show him how it's done.
Okay. I'm going to shoot the remaining regular zombie. Take out the ads first.
Okay.
I agree with you.
Nat 20.
Nice.
Oh god.
He's showing you how it's done.
The zombie's over.
Showing how it's done.
Well, it's pretty easy when you get like advantage on every attack. So that's 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 plus 4, 15.
And the zombie cannot try to attempt its con save if you critical hit it, so it's now dead. Moving or staying put?
I'm staying put.
I don't have any more zombies. I'm sad.
Oh darn.
You just have a super ghoul thing, guy.
Raazu, you're up.
Raazu moves to here and then just tries to draw attention off of Wendy
Okay.
by halberding the crap out of it. Hey, that's much better.
That's not bad.
That's a 23 to hit.
That'll hit.
Yeah, I'm gonna put my last bit of stank on this. That's it's gonna be 9 regular damage and 9 radiant damage.
Okay. At this point in the fight, I mean, your radiant damage is blowing through. It's like cleaving through his armor like butter. And he is definitely bloodied. You're knocking the fight out of him. You're staying put there?
Yep.
Wendy, what can you do?
Wendy can kind of dodge to the side and billow her cloak dramatically as a distraction as she actually uses her action to disengage and gets the fuck down this hallway.
Okay.
I'm
That's
also
the
trying to
idea.
get the attention off of Wendy.
Wendy. He uses his reaction to take an attack of opportunity.
Oh, he's a
When you
sentinel.
disengage,
He's a sentinel.
that's
Only a 17 to hit.
No, it's not gonna do it.
So he swipes
The cloak did it. Thanks, bonus action.
swipes out with his sword and just catches the tip of Wendy's cloak as she bails down the hallway.
I'll come back for you.
Now he can take his regular turn.
and his favorite chew toy is gone now.
Raazu, I have a 7.
Not quite.
Red, I have a 16.
That hits.
Red, take 5 points of necrotic damage and make a Constitution saving throw.
Nice.
Natural 20.
Okay. So you take the damage, but don't reduce your max HP. As he lunges out with his sword, Raazu blows him aside, and he reaches back and grasps Red around the upper arm. Adrex. Steps in front of his little dragonling buddy.
All right, here we go again.
This has been a comedy of errors.
Poor McDohl.
And my offhand. That is a 22.
That'll hit.
Nice.
Maybe.
Oh, you
It's
got
the
it.
it's the non-coded weapon.
It's fine.
Every
Not
little
a
bit
chance.
helps.
10.
For 10 points. And you've dealt a blow, but yeah, the non-silvered weapon, the wound that gets stricken does not look as deep or as grievous as the one dealt by that silver dagger.
Man, everybody's friends suck.
Moving or staying put?
This is a bad temple.
I mean, he told us his friend sucked, so that's not.
Yeah.
That's true.
Staying put?
Staying put, yeah.
All right, Birdie.
I thought it was red.
Oh, it is red.
I'll retrieve the other dagger,
Okay.
and then we'll start by stabbing.
Shake, shake, shake.
Carve this fool like a turkey.
So that'll hit an armor class of 15.
15 does not hit.
Offhand attack.
That's
Nope.
definitely not hit. You just can't find an opening in his armor.
And I'll disengage and drop back to there.
Okay. Now it's Birdie.
Okay, I'm gonna shoot him. I'm gonna pull one of the silver arrows and let's see. Need another d20. So that would be a 25.
25 does hit.
For 13 damage.
13 damage, and you put this arrow directly into his chest, pierces right through his plate. He slumps backwards. Sword clatters to the ground. And for a second, you're not sure if he realizes how dead he is. And then he drops to his knees, and his head slumps forward. He moves no more.
Raazu leans on her halberd for a minute and catches her breath.
Oh, is he double dead then?
Oh yeah, he's double dead. He's super dead.
Wendy, are you alright?
No.
Healer's kit.
Healer's kit's not gonna do it.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
not.
Yeah. Yeah, Raazu.
But I'm fine. I
Just
feel weirdly at full health.
Raazu comes back to look at the wound and shakes her head and says, "No, even my pulses aren't going to handle that."
If it makes you feel better, I did have to throw away a natural 20.
It does make me feel better.
Thanks to
Oh,
Tosh.
Where he goes, I'm just gonna deal with it using the old monastery method. And she starts walking it off.
Okay.
Raazu then turns to look down the hallway.
I would have assumed your monastery method would have been to fly it off.
Flying it off doesn't work in tunnels.
And again, you leave the mason work behind into what looks like a natural tunnel bored into the wall.
I'm gonna pick over the corpses and see if there's anything valuable. I know you said the weapons and armor weren't in any sort of condition to be used, but
I mean, his longsword looks decent.
Mhm.
It's in bad shape, but I mean, it's not going to suffer any mechanical penalties. But yeah, the plate armor is not going to give the full benefit.
could I theoretically, if given enough time, could I repair it with my Tinker's tools?
No, not with Tinker's tools.
Okay.
No, you'd have to be an armorer for that. Okay. And Raazu, you see there's a fork in the path leading north and south.
I guess we head north.
Longsword, though, that might be good for... Is that not good for you at all, Adrex?
I mean, I could, but
Free
then
longsword.
but that's one less sword than my two current sword.
I'm just gonna throw the longsword in my bag.
Okay, it's gonna have a hard.
Give it to the lizard folk. They always seem to need more good weapons.
Gonna have to be a pretty big bag to fit a whole longsword in there.
Or at least some scrap.
Yeah, and coming down here into this chamber, it's a dead end, and you can. It's very damp and moist in here, but you do see a box. I mean, you can't because it's white, but it's there.
After the incident with the with the box that moves, I'm not entirely.
Yeah, as you kind of hesitate, Wendy's
Yeah.
just like, no, and she pulls out an arrow and shoots the box.
And the box, I mean, it's made of sodden, rotted wood, and like the arrow
Sinks
penetrates
into
into it, and like this box, you wouldn't be able to move this box if you tried to get your hands around it and move it. Like the wood would come apart.
it. All right, good enough for me. Let's crack it open.
Yeah, let's crack it open.
Inside, you find potion A.
Ooh.
It looks like reddish brown syrup,
Okay.
but it has like a light flickering effect to it as you slosh it around, as something is sparking inside of it. You also find 1 gold piece, 4 silver pieces, and
Okay.
12 copper pieces.
I have the sheet open. I'll add that. Oh, you're already
Oh, he's already on that.
done. Nice.
We could probably actually move these up here.
So right,
Oh, the healing potion's gone. Yeah, we used that already.
I'll just
Yep.
default to Adrex carrying this stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, Adrex is assumed to be carrying it.
Okay.
If it ever gets to be too much stuff that you go like, there's no way just Adrex, let us know, and we'll. We'll come up with a new plan.
Yeah, Raazu's gonna head
So basically-
down back to where Red is. Where I guess he was keeping watch.
For what it's worth, basically the longsword is strapped to the side of the backpack.
Okay. And Red, as you are down here, as they're checking out that box, you hear what sounds like a spade or something striking soil, very faintly off to your south.
Fedekis, is that you?
And then you hear the sound stop. And you hear Thedeki's voice from above you in this direction. He calls down, "I see you've all survived."
How? We're around the corner.
And then the digging resumes over in this direction.
Birdie takes out his shovel and goes to help dig from this end.
Okay? And after a few moments of work, you see the lizard man's arm reach down and grasping for you, maybe about 8 or 10 feet above you. So with some difficulty, he's able to hoist you up through the hole.
We get him, toss some rope up to him, and we'll be sitting pretty.
Give me a boost.
Alley-oop.
Yeah.
And you guys reemerge up through the soil in number 2 here. I guess we just go ahead and clear all this way. And Thedekis looks relieved to see that you're all alive.
McDohl got thrown off the table.
That worked out well.
And laying on the floor next to him, you see a freshly dead ghoul that was not here last time. He tells you that after he saw you sink through the floor, he came back to this area and began to dig a path through the soil. And you see this tunnel that he's made predominantly with his spade, or with his, not his spade, his trident. But this ghoul came up behind, and after they traded 1 or 2 blows, it simply dropped dead, and he doesn't know why.
Well, we found a thing. We found old temple to some human god or some Southling god, and we did a
Killed a
thing
bunch of
down there.
evil things and dealt with your problem.
Yeah. Maybe gone for good. I don't know.
And he said that he's sure that Huyan will be more than happy to extend her gratitude. Is there
Okay,
anything
but
else?
for,
you
for real?
You ask him for real?
Yeah.
He tells you that when you first arrived at their village, Huyan took you all for fledgling adventurers, perhaps exiles or escaped prisoners from some orc band, whom she wouldn't be able to put to any effective use. But now that he is bore witness to your strengths, he's sure that you and she would have a lot more to discuss.
Cool.
Anything else you cats want to accomplish here in Legends of the Hidden Temple?
The 2 boxes that were here in the torch.
There are 2 boxes and a torch.
Yeah, let's see if we can.
Yeah, let's go play with those boxes. What the
You
heck?
go back up to that room. I'll go ahead and...
Because we didn't learn the first time.
And when you come back up, the floor looks solid. Thedekis said that the strange ashen quality of the floor ended as soon as Raazu's head disappeared beneath it. And he poked at it with his trident and found it to be
I'm
solid.
going to stop Raazu from stepping out there, and Birdie, I'm going to have you tie a rope around your waist and tie the other end around the top of the portcullis.
That seems like a good idea.
Okay.
And then I'm going to go down here and... So,
You only have like 50 feet of rope, so you can't get all the.
I think between the 2 of us, we have 100 feet.
yeah.
Also, 50 feet can definitely get that far because it's not 10 squares.
Yeah.
And you find the floor to be nice and solid this time.
Dude,
All right.
Examining both of the chests, though, they both have heavy locks on them.
well,
If only we had 2 rogues.
If only.
Oh, I'm so glad I don't have to deal with this. Oh, this is all on you guys.
All right, Destil, cast guidance.
so I'm going to try and open this one. And Thieves' Tools, you get advantage, right?
Dex Thieves Tools.
Yeah.
You get advantage if you pick thieves' tools as your expertise.
I did not. So
Then you do not get advantage.
That's
Do-
right.
Do you add proficiency? I believe?
Yeah, your
Yes.
proficiency, your dex mod, but
So
Roll it.
Pretty good.
12 plus 4 plus 2 proficiencies, so 18.
awesome. Roll initiative.
Ah.
Oh, I'm so glad I'm on the other side of the room.
I've got a rope on him at least.
You do.
Why
It's
didn't
gonna have
we
a little bit of rope sticking out of its mouth like a cat.
Why didn't we shoot it?
We did
I
shoot
shot it when we first came in
No,
here.
we super did shoot it.
You did.
We did.
We don't feel too
we
bad.
went through yeah, we went through this last campaign. Like, I had Keelian shoot a box before that was still a fucking...
The box pops open, and what flies out is a horrible, ghoulish-looking head with a thick, reddish beard and fierce eyes, with crazy bat wings extending out from where its ears should be.
What the fuck?
I'm gonna look towards Fedekis. I'm just gonna be like, this is unreasonable at this point.
Birdie, you're surprised. Raazu is surprised. Windy's surprised. Fedekis is surprised. Red and Adrex both
Where is
surprised.
Fedekis?
Oh no.
He is... Here, I
Is he the kind of
Spawn is-
person who would sit in the hallway?
Oh wow. Nat
Yeah,
20.
he's back in the hallway. He has not stepped out onto the floor beyond where he knows it to be solid.
Coward.
All right, Red. I've got 17 to hit you.
Yep.
Or not Red, I'm sorry, Birdie.
Oh.
Yeah, it hits.
Yeah, you're Red's way too far away. Please take 5 points of piercing damage. Plus 7 points of poison damage. As this thing sinks its teeth into you as it flaps out of this box where it's been trapped for God knows how long.
Well,
I'm so happy I don't have to deal with this. Oh, no idea.
All right, Raazu.
I'm gonna slash the crap out of it.
I would.
The funniest part is we're still gonna open that second box.
Yeah.
He's fucking with my buddy. He's fucking with my boy Birdie. That's a 9 to hit or 19. I'm sorry.
19 will hit.
All right. Fortunately, I'm out of Paladin stank, so I have to just throw 10 on die. Okay, 13 damage.
13 damage. That's just enough to kill it. The thing has very little HP.
Birdie's gonna back away with his one.
Birdie,
Red, we still need you.
Stop moving.
All right. So yeah, Birdie, you've got this deep, horrible bite.
I'm gonna pull to sit, gain back 4 hit points.
What's next?
Well, I guess I'll get the next one then.
Okay, but first, real quick. All right, open it up.
Birdie's over right here, too.
So, before I pick this lock, I'm going to take out my hammer and a climbing piton and hammer... Oh, this is a stone chest, isn't
Yes. Yeah, we
Okay.
made of stone.
it?
Well, you
Raazu,
should-
hand me something heavy.
She passes him her heavy ass 155
Adrex,
pounds.
Adrex sits on it.
That works.
That works.
And now I will try and pick the lock.
Okay. Dex Thieves Tools.
Dexterity. So 21.
You pop the lock on this thing. And Adrex, you
Does it-
expect the lid to start bumping against your rump, but it doesn't. Nothing happens.
All right, I get off it now.
You get off of it.
And swing it open, I guess.
Chest contains 2 potions of healing. Contains potion B, which is thick and milky with silver streaks. It contains scroll A, 8 gold pieces, 17 silver pieces, 236 copper pieces.
Have to math.
Can you describe potion B again?
Potion B is thick and milky with silver streaks.
Thanks. I love the thick and milky.
Is there anything in this other than the giant grotesque head that
No.
almost killed me?
I mean, the head's in there because you killed it and it fell back in.
I'm gonna stab the head again,
You-
just out of spite.
You get another good stab in.
I'm gonna
And
lock
does
the
this-
lockback on it.
Does this
Raazu.
torch still glow unnaturally?
Yes.
And does it come off of its sconce?
You pull it off the sconce, and it's glowing with a very dim light. It's giving dim light. You can see the features and such about 10 feet around the torch. It looks... Make an Arcana check. Intelligence Arcana.
I mean, I gotta say, a torch that only gives dim light for 10 feet seems like an extremely useful item.
Yeah, it's pretty
That's
fancy.
only a 9.
Yeah, like it
Well,
it wouldn't illuminate this entire room, but it's better than nothing.
If I cover it with a piece of cloth, does the light go out?
It doesn't go out, but you can no longer see the illumination.
Okay, I'll hand it to Adric.
Okay, so Adrix is taking all of this stuff.
Yeah, he's our mule.
What did I
Brick,
just get?
Yeah.
I'm gonna put that torch on as torch that gives 10 feet of dim light.
Okay, you can call it whatever you like.
I'm just saying, is that accurate? Because I...
Yeah, 10 feet of dim light. And it's a grayish silvery light, if you care.
So like instead of fire though, it's got like a crystal.
Yeah, it's like some kind of mineral stuck to it. Instead of having like oily rags that are lit.
Cool.
All right.
And this time the floor does not swallow you up.
Yay!
That's a good.
Is
I don't think
this
there's anything
wall
we forgot to explore.
still collapsed or whatever?
It looks exactly like it did before. With some excavation, you could probably dig the tunnel
Probably
out.
just another way down to the lower levels, though.
Yeah.
Birdie hands his shovel to Red and says, "Here."
So you guys are going to excavate out this tunnel?
Yeah.
And after probably 6 or 7 feet, just solid stone. Doesn't actually go anywhere.
Okay.
Oh well,
This is not a tunnel.
it was a lie.
Cinnabon.
Does anyone else have anything you want to do in this temple?
I think we've done everything stupid that we can do in this dungeon.
Yeah.
I mean,
Let's
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, we didn't set off this trap if we really want to. Remember
I
the
think
three
said
bars?
the traps were already set off.
Oh yeah, no, those traps were triggered long, long ago.
So let's
Otherwise,
recap.
we would have triggered it to kill that mimic.
Let's recap. We set fire to this. We set fire to this. We set fire to
200 zombies.
Yeah, all the zombies.
I mean, the only other thing I can think of is Birdie. Do you think there might be anything salvageable from those traps?
I don't think it's really worth going out of the way to get.
Okay.
All right, and with that, Thedekes, you guys are coming out just about dawn. Looks like the sun is coming up. Thedekes leads you back to Shallow Scale Village. So, next session we will pick it up with a nice conversation with Huyan. To end out tonight, we'll do some downtime actions.
Oh, you warned us about this.
I did.
Oh, so, at some point during that, do we take a long rest?
Yeah, you can take a long rest back in town because you're going to be back in the village for probably a couple of days.
Does
You're gonna
that
get out of the way.
help my hit point situation at all?
Yes, your hit points are back to normal after a long rest.
Okay,
So-
fantastic.
In addition to, I mean, the only downtime action in Xanathar you guys will probably not be in a position to ever use is purchasing magic items.
So we can sell magic items.
If you find someone who wants them. However, there is one more downtime action you all have access to. Spell crafting. You can, as a downtime action, over the course of a long rest, attempt to craft a spell. For purposes of rules and things, every spell out of the PHB and Xanathars up to level 6 is on your class spell list. No matter
Wow.
what class you are. What you have to... This is going to... mechanically, this simulates basically researching the rune that appeared on your body and experimenting with different runes. So, to craft a spell requires, first of all, you have to make a Intelligence Arcana check, DC of 20.
Oh,
You can reduce the DC by 1 per 100 gold of materials you want to invest, up to a maximum bonus of plus 10. And you have to draw me the rune of the spell and get it right.
If we create a spell, does that spell become available to all of us or just that person?
Just one person. And
Okay,
there's no
so-
spell scaling. If you want a level 1 Cure Wounds and a level 2 Cure Wounds, that counts as 2 separate spells. If you get the check, if you succeed on the check, but don't draw the correct rune, on subsequent long rests, you can try the rune again for free. You don't have to make another check. If you get the rune correct, but the check fails, you can make future checks for that spell at advantage. Right now, I don't suspect anybody has enough knowledge about the runes to try spell crafting, or enough gold to make it worthwhile. But those are
So
rules.
now,
So the rune, like, we just have to guess what the...
So here's how it's going to work.
Well,
There's one I think we can guess at.
Yeah,
There-
I think there's one. Yeah.
Mechanically, like in universe, what this means is your character is experimenting with different runes and trying out different magical, like somatic gestures and throwing together different material components and things. Outside, what this is essentially meaning is you're going to have to look in the book, look at the spell you want to try to create, and try to reverse engineer the rune yourself. You do not get spellcasting charges for anything above a cantrip. In order to cast a spell, you have to use a number of blips equal to the spell's level.
Ah.
So getting the rune and all that is a one-time thing.
Well, yeah, once you have it, you
Blips
have
power
this,
it?
you have the spell
Okay.
forever, and you need to use blips to power it. That's
Could we...
Can we see references to the other to everybody's runes?
yeah. I'll bring that up again. No problem.
I've got it in paint too. I can just drop it right into the party loot.
Yeah, do that, please. Thanks.
Will do.
So we could research each other's cantrips. Does...
See, so
I'm gonna copy and paste the magic list again,
Mm-hmm.
just so that I can be right near those runes.
I mean, looking at Windy and Red's,
I put a lot of time and energy into this
There's
rune
common
system here.
Raazu Reds too. Same top.
yeah, it's like they both, all of them have this age thing.
You've seen one other rune before as well.
Yeah, we have. It's,
We have. We need to go back and look at that again because I'm
No, I
a
think-
little bit.
Can I make a wisdom check to remember it?
I mean, I think one of you screenshotted it, didn't you?
Oh, I did actually. I super have that.
So
Good.
I'm gonna go ahead and set up a straw poll for the fan favorite. So during your downtime, because testing out like potions and scrolls and things, that check only takes a short rest. I'll let you guys make an attempt on each of these. So the rules for... I gave you the rules for identifying potions and things. Scrolls, it's a DC 15 to identify it. If you pass an Arcana check of 10, but don't hit the 15, I'll give you the opportunity to see the rune for that spell. If you take that opportunity, you now have the rune for the spell, but you haven't identified it. You're still going to have to use Identify the Scroll. If you decide not to look at the rune, you can then try to make the check again to identify the scroll. Does that make sense? Basically, you have enough understanding of the scroll to make the rune appear, but not enough to understand what it does.
So just to recap, to make sure I understand this.
Yeah.
We can use our downtime to research a rune. It's a DC of 20.
Intelligence Arcana check
Arcana
of 20.
20, and as long as we make that, we learn we have to draw the rune and all that.
Yeah, to successfully craft a spell, you have to both make that check and draw me the correct rune.
Okay.
I'm going to go ahead and make a straw poll here. And you guys got a boatload of experience this session. Congratulations on taking down all of those undead. Some of those fights I was expecting to be a lot trickier than they ended up being. You guys fought very intelligently in a lot of places. Key point
Well,
dodge for the win.
I
Yeah.
almost got eaten twice, but I didn't.
So let's start with the potions in the scroll that you guys picked up. Does anybody want to take a stab at identifying any of those?
Oh, I didn't realize we picked up a scroll.
You got 2 potions and a scroll.
So we have a potion A and a potion B.
None of that is me. I'm tenant.
See, so and you said it's an. You said it's an Arcana.
Arcana 15. You can reduce the DC on potions by taking little sips of it. After you've taken 3 sips of a potion, there's not enough left to identify it that way.
So who's got the? I've got a Arcana of +3.
Yeah,
So-
it's all you. You're the only one with
It's
the
you.
talents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna try and identify the scroll.
Okay, go ahead and make that check.
'18.
That's pretty damn good.
Oh man, I could have researched a spell.
The spell scroll is Word of Radiance.
And because of that, do I know what the rune is? You mentioned.
You do, in fact. Haha, I came prepared for this eventuality.
Is this in?
I forget.
That's
I don't know which book it's in. I think it's like a weird paladin spell. But I don't know which book. I am
I
just
can look
gonna
that up for you.
load in a tablet.
It's a Xanathar's book. Spell.
word of Radiance. Yep, it's a cantrip.
For purposes of scrolls, a cantrip is a level 1 spell, in case it ever matters. There you go. This is the Word of Radiance rune.
Alright, I'm just gonna save that manually.
Huh.
Immigrant.
Hmm.
Okay, it's got the same shit that I've got on mine down there at the bottom.
No, it doesn't.
Well,
It's got- It's got this. It doesn't have.
it's got this, but it doesn't have that.
It has
but-
mine.
But that segment is similar.
It has the Adrex's medal. See.
Yeah.
You gonna do anything with these potions?
Yeah, Birdie, why don't you take a crack at it?
Oh, do I can do multiples? Okay.
Yeah, you're gonna be here long enough to take a long rest, so you can do multiples over the course of.
Okay, I'll try and just outright without taking a sip.
Well, you have to take at least 1 sip.
I gotta take at least 1 sip.
It's just a cheap sip. This doesn't actually count as burning the potion itself.
It does.
Okay, well-
but it still reduces the DC, so the DC becomes 13.
Okay. We got.
Oh, I thought. Oh. I'm gonna need a rundown of the rules again.
That's fine.
Because I lost them.
No problem. I'll also put them in your loot sheet for you.
Thank you.
All right, Birdie, go ahead.
Okay.
1 sip.
10 plus 3, 13.
Were you doing potion A or potion B?
Potion A. We'll start with A and then go with B.
Drinking this potion will give you. It's the Dragon's Breath spell. It'll allow you to breathe fire. That spell is in Xanathar's.
Okay. And then now potion B.
Potion B.
15.
15. Potion B is the spell Enthrall.
So does that mean we have to get somebody to drink that? Or does drinking it give us like 1 casting of the spell?
Yeah, drinking it will give you 1 casting of the spell.
Okay, so right now I have how long does that last? Like, so I took a sip of both of them. Do I have?
You don't have any of the effects. You just know what they do now.
Okay.
Is the dragon's breath always fire?
It's not always fire, but this one is.
Okay, that's what I meant. Is
Yeah.
that potion of fire dragon's breath?
Yeah, this one is. All right, let's do experience and everything this week. Let's actually open next week with your guys' downtime actions. That gives
Okay.
you guys a week to think about it and peruse that area of Xanathar's if you haven't. I'll make sure I put all the identification and spellcrafting rules in your loot table. So I'm going to go dark for a second while I add up all of this delicious, delicious experience that you earned. There
All right.
is a bunch of it here. And
Well,
you guys discuss what you're going to do for your blips.
Yeah.
Does
Forgetting what they are from week to week.
Who
Does-
furthered the party's goals? Oh, go ahead.
does this count? Identifying that stuff that counts as my downtime action, right?
We'll say you
No.
did that over the course of a long rest.
No.
A downtime action is more like what you do over the course of like maybe several days to a week in a
Okay.
in a
It's a fun
comfortable,
time.
safe environment.
Okay.
I have something written down. I have intangibles to Adrex for trying to drink the oil.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. So who furthered the party's goals
All right.
today?
We dungeon delved.
Well, I mean, Raazu was the person who did start that whole Matrix liquid metal thingy going on by touching the mercury looking thing. Hello?
We're
Okay.
here. I'm just thinking.
Thinking.
Oh.
What are the other ones?
Badass and creative.
Badass and creative, yeah. For badass,
I kind of like Wendy's tanking of Dylan.
yeah, that was pretty good.
I'm at
For
full
cre-
hit points.
For creative, I want to give that to our party Kobold for being the best Kobold that he can be. He has burned more things than I have, and I've been trying pretty hard.
Okay.
And then, so for the last one is party's goals, and I think that's between McDohl and McDohl. Oh no, because McDohl already got that potion, so it's between McDohl and Destil. I don't know, Destil, do you have any case for yourself? Because otherwise we're going McDohl here.
No, that's fine.
All right, McDohl, you set off a
Hooray.
chain of events that you couldn't have anticipated by touching an evil orb. Personally, I consider that to be most of what our party does.
Yeah. That's absolutely fair.
So I hereby say, help the party's goals.
Our party's goal: touch as many strange objects as possible.
Touch as many strange
No, just
objects.
orbs.
That grant magic.
I feel like Brick Road, when he came up with these spellcasting rules, was probably like, surely at least more than one member of the party will take intelligence.
Well, he told us there was gonna be.
I mean, my intelligence will be going up next level, so.
I'm relying on you
probably
guys to
won't.
figure out what all those runes are, because I am, as soon as we figure that out and I have some gold, I am researching shield.
I am fighting. I'm a fighter. I stab things.
Yeah, but you could take one of those cantrips that lets you fight real good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like True Strike.
Oh,
That's actually really
Called
good.
Fight real good.
All right.
No, not True Strike. One of the Sword Coast ones. They added a bunch of cantrips in Sword Coast that you spend as a bonus action before you hit something with a melee weapon,
Mm.
and it adds damage and effects to the melee weapon strike.
But you guys don't have access to those spells because I don't have that book.
Ah,
And they're not reprinted in Xanathar. Sorry.
they're in Beyond.
I know, but
Profound sadness.
I don't have the book. Which means I didn't put them on my massive spell list.
Rude list.
Oh, they're not on your rune list, is the problem. Okay.
All right.
I see.
Profound sadness.
I have a very extensive rune list here, plus a very detailed Photoshop file, so I can make the rune for any spell on the fly in case we need it. Because it's gonna get crazy. Does anybody want to make a case for their traits, their role-playing traits?
Oh, I wrote some down.
Yeah.
Wendy, you go first, since you are always the loudest.
Where did I write this? Okay. For knowledge is never wasted,
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to explore the heck out of that entire dungeon. And I am so glad, because at the beginning of this campaign, I was like, okay, I have to remember this time. It has to be one of my character traits that I want to explore the dungeon. Because every time with Mahogany, because that isn't his character trait, it drove me nuts.
Oh my god, we were watching some dudes play Crystallis the other night,
Oh.
and he kept warping out of the dungeon before exploring it, and then going, I don't know what to do next.
He would beat the boss of the dungeon, and usually after you beat the boss, there's something behind the boss to interact with. He would
And he would
beat the
just leave.
boss, and he would warp immediately, and it was so frustrating. He did
So-
it like 4 times.
So Wendy's never gonna do that. Anything else for Wendy?
Yes, I have. Wait, how does that work?
Okay.
My flaw, I kept setting those zombies on fire and making our party member like beat his bare hand against them, which I was very happy with. I figure
that was funny.
I tab a flaw whenever it detriments our party.
Yeah,
And,
sounds about right.
And my alignment. Good is working for the benefit of something other than yourself. I thought that we should help out these lizardmen by going and taking out this place of the dungeon that they had never been.
All right. Who else has traits for me?
I've got some.
All right, Raazu.
Good and evil are subjective distinctions. What matters is ethics. She's a very diehard, like go kicking and screaming into that good night kind of a person, and she very much went through that, trying to keep from getting sucked under by the quicksand.
Okay. That was hopeless, by the way. I put rules in
Yeah.
place that were okay.
I really liked it, though.
Obviously unfair.
I really enjoyed it.
And a sword arm is only the beginning of a greater world, but it is a necessary first step.
Mm-hmm.
And she hasn't quite had time to meditate on what just happened in this dungeon, but she can already tell that this is the beginning of something big.
Okay. Who else has traits for me?
I do.
Think.
Oh, go for it.
I heard Birdie and Red there.
Well, Birdie offered up. Like the only thing I can really think of off the top of my head is the fact that he followed. He for the advancement of his tribe, he followed his companions into the murder hobo dungeon.
Okay.
And then, even though there was a very real risk he was going to get eaten, and he almost did twice. But and then willingness to share freely with the other tribe members, nothing really to give. He gave his last 2 gold so we could make a potion.
Okay. Now, Destil might know what would have actually happened if that thing had bitten Birdie and it taken effect.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I think
I'll
I
use
know
swarms of those monsters next time then.
What are we talking about?
the thing at the end.
The head bat that came out of the box.
Is that one
Oh,
of
those are
things?
awful.
It's pretty
Those are
nasty.
from Japanese mythology.
Yeah.
Are those little vampire heads that when they bite you, your body falls away and you end up just a floating bat head?
I'm not answering that question now. What does Red have for
Oh
me?
God!
Red has his flaw. Let me find the exact wording. There it is. It's often best just to do what needs to be done. Explaining it to the others would be a waste of time, and pretty much throughout the entire second half of the dungeon, Red just sort of walked off on his own and did something and came back and told them afterwards.
That would have been disastrous if there'd actually been something in that room to spot you.
Yeah.
That would have been real bad. Anything else?
Yeah, between that and also the underwater section.
I did make a roll, by the way. I gave you like a 10%
yeah.
chance of a zombie.
No, that's reasonable.
Birdie has one more. Make the tribe stronger any way you can from the bonds. I increased our knowledge as a group by identifying the 3 items,
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And
thus
I'm cool
making
with
us
that.
stronger.
what does Adrex have for me?
He's got his fighting style, his signature style, energetic. When a zombie was on fire, he kept stabbing at it,
He did.
taking damage on himself.
Yes.
There was something else too that fit into it, but and bonds. My cool friends and I are working to make the world a better place. I need to make sure they don't carry it away. Man, my friends love setting things on fire. It's kind of wild. Maybe we should keep setting things on fire.
So how did you keep them from getting carried away?
He voiced his concerns about starting another fire in a second room.
We
One
ignored
was
you.
already one.
That first room's already full of smoke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do some party blips. We give 1 blip for the most creative solution to a problem.
Oh man. I totally forgot who we voted on.
I think they said me for setting fire. I think the exact words were setting more things on fire than Nodal did.
We give 1 blip for who furthered the party's goals the most this session.
I think I took that one for tanking the last fight.
No, I thought
Until
that
the
was
point where I
badass.
no longer became.
No,
oh,
that's
that was
bad.
badass. helping
Yeah.
the party's goals was McDohl because
McDohl,
he got started with touching the evil artifact.
Okay.
And let's be honest, we all wanted to touch that evil artifact. We were going to get there eventually. He just made it go faster.
And then badass for Windy for tanking the white.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then intangibles was
McDohl for trying to eat the or drink the oil.
Okay. And Raazu wins our straw poll this week. So,
Hooray!
here's your encounter. I think just your encounter XP will level you up. 416 experience points for clearing out all of the undead in the dungeon.
okay.
I'm
Mhm.
awarding, I'll do blips later, 240 experience points for the battle with the white. None of that went to Fedekes. You guys got all that yourselves.
What was those 240 you said?
Yeah, 240 for the white and his two zombie buddies. Okay, remember, you can only have a maximum of 6 blips. Blips
Dylan,
right
the
now.
most dangerous man in Sigil.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, that's not right.
I'm awarding everybody 1 blip for burning the zombies
Yeah.
because that sounded rad. I thought for sure you guys were going to have to fight your way down there to get the silvered weapons. So Raazu, I've got your alignment, your bond, your assists, and the straw poll. So 5 total blips for you this week.
Whew, that's a lot.
Windy has alignment, ideal, flaw, and the assists. So 5 total for you.
Alright.
Adrex took his bond, his aspects, and the intangibles. So 4 total blips for you. Birdie took alignment, ideal, bond, flaw, and creative. So 6 total blips for you. And Red only took his flaw, so only 2 for Red. Nobody gave Red any blips this week.
We'll get you next time, baby.
Gee, thanks, guys.
So that actually
How
gets me
much
to 9 blips. So I have to, I guess,
So you
roll
overflow.
3
You
into.
can pocket 6, the other 3 roll over into experience. They're worth
What
20
is-
apiece.
The
20.
20 apiece. Thank you.
Okay.
All right, so that's what I need to add.
So the design intent here is basically to top everybody off to 6 at the end of each session. So everybody's got their rerolls or whatever they want to do throughout the session.
I'm still
And then
curious
a little
about
bit
this
of
mystery effect.
No, the mystery effect is spellcasting.
Oh,
Once
right,
you start
okay.
crafting spells, you cast a spell by expending blips.
And as per always, if you start falling behind on EXP, let Daddy Nodal know. I'll start rolling some of those things your way.
All right, so let's see,
Let me
how
go
much
across
XP?
the board here. What is Rasu's XP total now?
Changing that now.
I've got mine if you want to know.
Yeah, let's get Wendy's.
Yeah.
1048.
Okay, so you go level 3.
Yep.
What's Rasu's?
1048 as well.
Okay, you also level 3. Adrex,
1008.
that puts you at level 3. What's Birdie's?
Hold on. 6. Like, I accidentally... You're going to have to give me a second, because I accidentally closed the notepad I was keeping notes in.
Red,
I
did
remember
you-
the numbers.
Did you math properly?
Yeah, 988.
Right, so
Okay.
you also leveled 3. And once Birdie fixes his error...
Okay, I'm working on it. Give me a second. Okay, so...
I'm just gonna go ahead and take Dylan off of my NPC notes.
Yeah, he was
That's
a
weird.
boss. He wasn't really an NPC.
So I get languages as part of my level 3. Is there anything specifically I should take for the world?
Just keep in mind, like, think of the languages as working how they did in 2nd edition, rather than 5th.
Okay.
Like, every individual species will have its own language. Except, of course, for stuff like Kenku, which specifies that it doesn't have any language.
I get proficiency in artisans tools.
Does that mean Kenku understand every language? They just can't speak any of them?
My total experience is
I
1,018.
gotta review these later.
So everybody goes to level 3. You all get your subclass. Which means you all get your cool shit. Everybody's sticking with the subclass they wanted to do at the beginning. Nobody's changed their mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
decided not to do thief. I'm gonna do scout
Okay.
Scout's really good.
because I don't think thief would be that useful. The way we have stuff set up.
I've seen 2 thieves and 2 assassins so far. I haven't seen anybody play a scout yet.
Yeah, that it's new. I thought it sounded neat. That's why.
That's so specific. I can choose between calligraphers or painters. And I'm trying to think to myself, how can you not draw words if you are trained in painting?
That's 2 different skill sets. I mean,
calligraphy might not actually be a bad idea. Look at what we're doing with these spells. Spellcasting in this game.
I wouldn't put these under the calligraphy umbrella, though.
Oh.
This isn't
Yeah,
any
and
kind
also,
of language.
well, here's the question, Brick. When I learn to speak every language,
Mhm.
does that mean that if I write something in common, anyone can read it?
The way I'm going to rule on that for this campaign, since languages are going to play a much larger role, is you'll basically be able to understand intuitively the language of any creature as you're speaking with it, and vice versa. But if you want to leave like a permanent record of something, you're going to have to specify what language you leave it in.
That makes sense to me. Then calligraphers' tools are lame, I'm taking painters, and everyone's going to have to deal with me painting everything.
Oh, it's making me choose a different background skill because I got survival as
If you
As
get a
part
skill
of-
that you already have, you can pick from any skill.
Yep.
well,
Any
then
skill.
I'm totally picking Arcana.
I think that
did-
makes sense because you're clearly our party wizard,
Looking
Yeah.
at the like,
and that makes perfect sense. You're a kobold. That's awesome.
the viewers don't have access to the character sheets, but basically, I don't think anybody like dumped intelligence. Nobody's got like a crappy intelligence, but Birdie has a 16, which makes him a pretty good spellcaster in this campaign.
Yeah.
So instead of having some members of the party doing all of the spellcasting this time, I thought we'd try out a system where everybody has equal access to it, but it's much more
Some are more
resource
equal than
intensive.
others.
Well, the thing is I thought about that too, because there's a lot of like utility spells and things that aren't going to require your spell save DC or anything like that. As long as you can make the check.
Yeah.
10 levels from now, figure you guys will probably have enough gold just to be able to buy that plus 10 bonus whenever you want to do it. At that point, you'll be just buying spells out of the book that you'd like to have, which is fine. But yeah, I see probably, unless you guys put your APIs into intelligence, probably Birdie will be the one throwing fireballs or lightning bolts or whatever when the time comes.
And that's fine. He's going to become more and more of a dragon.
But that's going to be also the use of these scrolls you find, because each new rune that you see is going to be more information.
Yeah.
Anybody want to take any bets on how many sessions will go until you have kind of a good understanding on how the runes work?
Probably like 20.
3.
No,
Three.
literally like 2, because me and Destil are probably going to get together on Discord at some point and work out this whole thing.
I already have an idea.
Oh, McDohl, you're in too.
Yeah.
We're all getting together and we're going to solve this.
If you guys
And
want
if we don't get it, me and Destil are going to hack your PC.
we have 10 minutes if you guys want to hash out what you think you know.
All right. So what are each of these spells?
All right, Raazu's.
So-
it's on the party loot sheet.
On the party sheet, I'm going to go through this right now because I just wanted to get the spells down, but I think we should go through and, just as an example, put down the spell's level next to its name, put
Yep.
down whatever components it requires,
Yep.
and its school, because I think that stuff could come into play.
Well, I think
I'm
everything
also
has
thinking-
standardized components, right?
Then it's probably going to be... I'm betting... I thought level, but now I'm less certain of that because the thing at the top of Word of Radiance, because Word of Radiance is or rather, one of these we got is another cantrip, and we all have the same at the top. I
But
think that might
here's
be
the thing with
spell
Word of
source.
Radiance. Yeah, Word of Radiance is technically a divine cantrip if you're a second edition person.
So I would say this is either level or source, yeah. If that makes
All right. So
Yeah,
what's
said
Raazu's spell?
Raazu's is True Strike. Page.
Okay.
True Strike. Page 284 on the player's handbook.
Am I right?
Everything
Wizard,
seems
or
to be
that's
built
Wizard
out
C.
of 3 pieces: the top, the middle, and the bottom.
I will load in
Yeah.
the one from the ground that you guys saw as well.
Alright,
We've
what
already got
was-
that on a sheet.
I know,
What's
I'll put
what's
it on the
Wendy's
thing
spell?
here, though.
Wendy's spell is Gust, which that
Is that a
thing on
druid
the bottom
spell?
there looks an awful lot like gusting
Like wind. Yeah.
So what was it? This was.
Is Gus druid or wizard?
I got minor illusion, by the way. It requires a somatic and a bit of fleece.
Let me give you all the info on Gust in just a moment.
So, material components for spells. If it lists a material component that you could usually replace with a spell focus, like a bit of fleece, you can disregard it. If it lists a component that has a price tag, you need that component to cast the spell. And if it says the component is used, that's what happens. So I will let you guys once you research Identify, I'll let you get away with using the same pearl for the whole campaign.
God bless. Gust is a transmutation cantrip.
And which classes?
What do you mean, which class? Oh, which classes? It's verbal, somatic, and it's available for druid, sorcerer, and wizard.
I'm just gonna assume sorcerer and wizard are always the same, unless otherwise.
Yeah.
You said it was a trans, right?
Transmutation.
Can we move this iPad a little bit?
So, I think that you're right about this being like the source, because, well, I don't know,
Well,
because Word of Radiance is also a cantrip.
Well, here's the thing about the top, right? Is we all got our spell. I don't know that that's necessarily the source, so much as like wizard, sorcerer, etc. We all got that cantrip from the same thing. Like we all touched the silver, and that gave us the power.
What's Adrex's?
Adrex's Dancing Lights, which is a cantrip.
Wizard illusion? Wizard illusion cantrip?
It's an evocation.
Evocation, okay.
Yeah.
The question, actually, this
It's-
would be a rules question for Brick Road.
Mm-hmm.
Bard,
Oh.
sorcerer, and wizard.
Is our like spell that we have here the accurate depiction for that spell, or could there be 2 depictions for the same spell?
You have no idea.
Okay.
All you know
was
is
yours,
that rune does work for that cantrip.
Okay.
More than that, I'm
So
not
we have to
getting.
keep that in mind. There could be 2 depictions for the same spell.
Which actually seems incredibly likely now if we really break this code really fast.
What was yours, Birdie?
Minor illusion.
so
That's
to
a
use
wizard.
these cantrips, we have to spend blips too, right?
No, cantrips you
They're
can
once
use for
per
free.
rest. Oh, points per rest.
Yeah, what's
Okay.
your intelligence modifier?
It's +0, so I have it for once.
Once per short rest.
Okay.
I think Birdie might be the only one with an intelligence modifier.
Yeah.
plus
I'll
three.
have one at level 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's Birdie's spell? Minor illusion?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So
Okay.
the bottom of Birdie's matches up with that one
the-
that we found in the hanged people.
Yeah. I do notice that both Wendy's and Reds have the same center segment of it.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe it's some kind of like transmission, like one thing, like in Red's case, it's sending a message, and in Wendy's case, it's sending a gust of wind.
So you're saying you think it's range?
Possibly.
And which one is the one on the iPad? This one here?
That's Word of
The what?
Radiance. That was on the
Word of
scroll that you
Radiance.
guys found.
That matches this. The bottom of this.
And that matches the middle
Raazu's.
of mine.
Same thing with
I think there are
I think the
Probably
bottom is going
5
to be more of a
components.
theming than it is an actual thing that's written on the sheet.
so my read on this is there's 5 components. There's the very topmost symbol,
Okay.
Then there's another symbol underneath it, and every one of those we've seen has a little line under it, vertically. And then there's the vertical filling space symbols, and there are 2 symbols that make up the base.
Is that 2 symbols? I thought it was just one.
I think it was just.
Yeah, because look, a lot of these are compound. Like, look at the.
Could you do me a favor and like draw on one of these, like circle each of the things you think is a separate piece?
Yeah.
See, this is kind of what I think. I think that's a segment, and then
I think 3 segments.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
that's a segment. That's what I'm thinking.
My thought is.
Yeah, that's what I thought that
this
was.
section.
Well, or
this section. You have this section, but then you also have here, because that's repeated sometimes, and here.
Yeah, but if you look at this one right here,
These 2 are probably redundant.
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
is this right. This,
Yeah.
this it matches that. Yeah.
Oh no, you're right. That entire thing. Yeah, I was just misreading it.
Yeah.
So
So
actually, this entire thing is it looks like it's 3 pieces.
Wait, what are you saying? What matches what?
This entire thing.
This middle.
matches
Yes.
this mid.
I agree. Yeah, I thought it was 3 pieces.
Yeah,
So
I thought it
we
was
have-
5, but because I think there's a little. No, you're right. It's 3.
we know 4 bottoms.
bottom.
That actually might be. Yeah, that might be reasonable to just try permutations. Like if we
5.
get a chance to experiment with it.
1, 2, 3, 4. We know.
That could be dangerous, though.
Yeah, exactly.
We know 3 tops, 4 middles, 4.
Do we really know 3 things on the top? I think we just know the 2. Oh yeah, the one in the quarry
Yeah.
clearing.
I just tossed that in there.
Wait, what?
The one.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
okay. Oh, so it's a little bigger. I see.
Oh no, I never got yours if you put something in there.
Oh,
it
I
just
did.
said you wanted to open Google. I was like,
Oh.
well,
Don't open Google. Google is worthless.
Yeah, we could just try combining these potentially. Like,
I have also
So-
committed, by the way, to always using these same brush strokes so we don't have to try to interpret every time. It also makes it easier on me, so it's all in one Photoshop file on my end, which is
So-
nice.
A question on researching this stuff. So if we just started randomly writing these runes down, like interchanging stuff, what would be the process for that?
Well, what you have to do in Spellcraft, you have to tell me what spell you're trying to craft.
Okay.
In other words, you're going to pick a spell out of the book. Or either the PHB or Xanathar's are the 2 books that I have. You have to make that Arcana check and spend gold if you want to try to reduce the DC. And then you have to draw me the rune.
Okay. So just mixing and matching and saying I want to research this won't work.
Yeah, if you just start throwing down lines saying, okay, what spell is this? It's not going to get you anywhere. I might have you start rolling on the wild magic table and you'll be summoning like flumps and random fireballs and shit, but... Alright, that's it. It's 7 o'clock, guys. So we have a lot to think about. We're going to open up next session with downtime actions
Huyan?
and a nice conversation with Huyan, and then we'll decide where to go from there.